Alright, I just got back from seeing Mandolorian and Grogu. Before I actually start my review here, let me go over what I thought about the show. Season 1, perfect season. Genuine, perfect television. I describe Season 1 of Mandalorian to people who haven't seen it as the perfect Star Wars show for non-Star Wars fans. Basically just a Western. Just a guy going on missions, his bounty, and then on to the next one. Season 2, I really liked it. Remember it not being perfect though. A lot of great moments, but still really good. Now, season 3, where you lost me and a lot of people.
Look how they massacred my boy.
So I remember season 2 was a great setup for season 3 going forward. And then what, 3, 4 episodes in, it resolves the end of season 2. But you still had so many episodes left to go. It's like, where do you go from here? I thought that was going to be the plot of this season, was getting back into the Mandalore religion. But no, they just solved that immediately. And then Jack Black and Lizzo make an appearance. Because why not? So, for the actual movie itself, this was clearly supposed to be season 4, right? This felt like at least 3 to 5 episodes of the show just kind of compiled together and edited into one long movie. Because you can tell at some points being like, okay, that's the beginning of an episode, that's the end of an episode, that's leading into the next one. But for the actual Mandalorian part of the film, Mandalorian is awesome. I've always loved that guy. Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian, I think he's honestly a top 5 Star Wars character. He is up there for me. That dude is awesome. That dude's badass. He just gives off nothing but aura. And Grogu, I was actually surprised the role that Grogu had in this. I thought he was kind of going to just be the role he has in the show of cute little sidekick, doesn't really do much, has a lot of cute moments, some forced moments of helping out. No, he actually did way more in this than I thought he would do. Kind of maneuver his little body into places where others couldn't. He actually kind of goes off and does his own little plot line for a bit. It's kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. You're actually giving him something to do. Instead of just, hey, cute little marketing ploy for girls and kids to go, oh, at. He's cute. He's a little awe machine, a little laughter machine. But it definitely did feel like just a long episode of the show, which, I mean, I don't mind. I do really like the show. Maybe it's because it's a movie this time, but there were some scenes in there where it felt very Disney-fied, if that makes sense. There was a scene at a point where there's a car chase, vehicle chase going on, and immediately it reminded me of a theme park ride. I could totally see this sequence being replicated at Galaxy's Edge. Very much reminded me, and this is a throwback here. If anyone actually gets this reference, I will be very surprised. Of Nicktoons Blast Ride from Universal Studios. Felt like one of those rides where you go into like the cockpit of the machine that they'll be flying in the ride itself, and you're like moving around like a 4DX ride. That's what it felt like, but at least not in my theater, it wasn't 4DX. But I could totally see that being a thing. And there was a big marketing ploy for Zeb from Star Wars Rebels in this movie, which maybe just because I didn't watch Rebels, it just wasn't for me, a little too kiddie for my liking. I know the big stuff that happens, I know the actual important stuff that happens, but Zeb, I thought his role could have been better, honestly, but he was perfectly fine for what he was. Now, the actual antagonists, the bad guys, the Hutts in this movie, they're formidable foes for sure. Found it kind of weird at a point where some of the Hutts were just speaking straight English. That's a little odd. Never seen that before. They always have that weird Huttese language. But I mean, okay. I mean, it appeals to more audiences. I get it. Marketing, for sure. Now, my only problem with this movie, and it was fun as it was, definitely not a perfect film, but my only real problem with it felt like it was going to end at like 3 separate points. I remember something happening, one mission being accomplished, being like, okay, that's it. Oh wait, no, we have time left. And then it just kept going. And then same thing again. And then there was something that really happened, which I'll go into later on, that I was like, okay, wow, you're going to end on that note? That's kind of crazy, but okay. And it just kind of kept going. Not in like a bad way, though. I understand why the stuff was happening and made logical story progressional sense. But it kind of just felt like, all right, and wrap up, and keep going, and we're done here. No, keep going. It just kind of felt like it just kept going. but like not in a bad way, if that makes sense. I'll give The Mandalorian and Grogu this. It was a fun 2 hours. Did it need to be a movie? No, I don't really think so. Probably would have been season 4 of Mandalorian if season 3 wasn't such a bomb. I could have definitely seen it being like a Disney Plus special presentation type of thing. Just shave off some plot points, trim it down a couple hours or so, maybe like 90 minutes, 120 around there. Could have definitely seen that. Mandalorian is badass. Grogu is a cute little marketing machine. And I have a feeling that this movie is kind of gonna be the introduction for Star Wars. We're gonna kind of look at this, be like, oh, there's more of that on this streaming service? Cool, I'll take that. After 7 years of not being in the theater. Holy shit, it's been 7 years. Oh my god, Rise of Skywalker was 7 years ago? Good god, I'm old. If I'm giving this movie a grade, just solid B. Could have been better, could have been much worse. What do you think about Mandalorian and Grogu? Have you seen it yet? Are you gonna see it? And if so, let me know in the comments below. And stay safe, stay sexy. This is the way.